I'm Shana, as she said. Thank you. Give me 1 second. Oops. And I will there we go. Can you see my screen okay?
Yes.
Perfect. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming in. And if you have any travel partners that you need to get in, it's not too late. We have time before we dive fully deep into today's training. I do appreciate everyone taking their time today to come and join us. It's been a fun training that we've been doing. So today we are going to go over excursions and extras and do a series review for you. If you've been here before, you've seen some of these slides, and then we're just going to continue to repeat them here. So what I expect is that you're interested in booking travel, that you're trainable for both new agents or seasoned agents, that you take notes or print screen when you're advised or as needed, ask questions, and participate in challenges. Today's agenda, we're going to check out how challenges are going for all, the activities and excursions and what they are, tips and tricks for booking activities, types of add-ons, and don't leave money on the table. I'm sure if you've been in any training, you've heard something like that from one of our success coaches or trainers. We're going to review full modules today. I'm going to have challenges, and then I'll have time for questions. And if you've been here, if you see this girl bounce in, or if she's on the slide, that's your indication to go ahead and take a screenshot or a picture of the screen. That way you're not trying to fast and furiously write everything down. So first off, I like to get to know who I'm training. So I will ask you to please give me some responses to some of these questions if you have a moment. I'm trying to get up the chat as we talk. Okay, getting to know you, bear with me. There we go. How many of you are brand new to travel? Go ahead and put it in the chat room. Any of you brand new to travel? New to travel. Wonderful. Good to have you here, Trevin. How many of you worked in hospitality or travel industry before starting your own agency? Yes, perfect. And oops, it says cars, but we're not doing cars here. Let's hope I gave you the right one. Let's make sure I'm on the right one. Yep, I am. Just have to make sure. Okay. Bear with me for 1 second. There we go. Who was here last week? Anybody was here last week? Awesome. Few of you. Perfect, Trevin. That's great. I'm glad that you're here and that you're seeing the value of this. Who has been here for the entire series? Oh, yes, Monica, I remember you too. Wonderful. Good to see. Has anyone made flashcards and studied or done any kind of studying of the information that I gave you? This kind of gives us an idea. Notes, yeah. Notes are super important. Studying those notes. Awesome. It'll be helpful for you. Anybody find any value in the mock bookings? And if you've had any challenges, let me know. Or did you find any client bookings easier now that you have a few things under your belt, especially for you newbies? Easier, yep. The more informed you are, the easier it becomes. Much easier. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Monica. Anybody have a number of airport codes that they think that they know now? I've shared in the other, I've shared in the other trainings that when I was going for my degree in travel and tourism, they required me to learn 900 of the 1500 or 20, excuse me, how many are there? 2,900 airport codes. They had me learn 900 of them and I got tested on 300, but didn't know which ones. So it's kind of nice to know them. It gives you an idea of your geography. So we're going to dive into activities and excursions and what are they? Many travelers seek out destinations that are particularly suited for specific activities, such as scuba diving or rock climbing. Some of these travel activities require specific gear, training or planning to pursue, while others may be as simple as slipping into a warm spring to enjoy the soothing waters. Oh, cheat sheets are great. Don't think that we don't all use cheat sheets. I like that, Antonia. Thank you for that feedback. So defining activities, tours, and excursions are what travel agent does for their clients. Specific activities can help enhance your client's experience where they get to know their destination more intimately. Through activities, your clients can solidify their love and passion for travel. Somebody doesn't generally ask to go to a destination because they just want to sit there. They usually want to have something to do or see, and a lot of times those do require excursions or activities. So excursion, tour, activity, is there a difference? Travel activity is roughly defined as one in which an individual moves from one address or location to another. In basic terms, an activity, tour, or excursion is a planned trip to visit a few landmarks or points of interest. The term excursion is widely used in cruise travel. A tour generally is used in any single or multiple stop itinerary where the traveler or travelers are seeking entertainment apart from where they are staying. Perhaps a better way to refer to these activities isn't as entertainment. Once tourists or travelers arrive in their chosen destination, they will often need entertainment, even if that was not the primary purpose of the journey. However, in many cases, companies or establishments providing entertainment are one of major attractions drawing people to the location in the first place. Some of the subcategories within the entertainment sector of travel and tourism are outlined below. A casino is an entertainment established which provides people with opportunities to gamble, primarily through luck-based card, dice, and slot games. In addition to these games, many casinos are connected to hotels or resorts, and many are also host other entertainment such as musical or comedy performances. Tourist information is a subcategory. It's focusing on providing travelers with important information about things to do in their local area. This includes offline methods such as tourist information offices and leaflets, as well as online methods such as informational websites and social media accounts. Shops play a varied role in travel and tourism industries, catering to people's basic needs while also providing a form of entertainment. Indeed, many people travel to specific parts of the world to experience the shopping in that location, with examples including Fifth Avenue in New York, Bond Street in London, and Rodeo Drive in LA. Tourist guides often offer organized tours of a location, which typically consists of them taking a group of people to some of the most important attractions or tourist sites nearby. The role of the tourist guide is to give factual information and context, helping make the tour interesting and educational. So, all of that being said, where do we book entertainment? We don't want to leave money on the table. Again, something that we like to book by is leaving no money on the table. You'll hear it in many of our conversations with you. And this will be something that I suggest that you screenshot. There are many options for booking your clients for the entertainment needs that they may have. Cruising clients are likely to look at what the cruise line may offer them, as they sometimes have an advantage to book directly with a cruise line. Many cruises offer an excursion credit per stateroom. As a travel agent, you'll need to be able to identify what's best for their needs. Short trips is perfect for the cruising clients. They guarantee clients will get back before the cruise departs. Some of your other alternate ways to book for your cruises, they don't offer that guarantee. So short trips is definitely a wonderful option. Viator is a popular option with agents for booking any kind of entertainment or even transfers. Your client can be sent a link to see all of their options. Although they can book directly from your link, sometimes it is better to book yourself, as there are many options and you can ensure that they're booking the right product. I did run into an issue one time with it not being the right product because the client accidentally clicked out. So just make sure that when you are giving out the information, you have them call you before you fully finish that booking with Viator. Golden Ticket is a program that a travel agent can become an affiliate with and book tickets then multiple forms of entertainment with. Additionally, Evolution agents can directly go to their Evo Rewards program to book tickets and much more. When booking a full package, many of our tour operators offer entertainment and other extras. See the activities area in Vax and Pleasant Holiday, to name a few. It's always worth checking when booking a package. Disney on Vax can be booked through with airfare via FunJet. So there's a couple different options for you to look in. You just have to do some searching. Okay, I'm going to give you an opportunity to get that full screenshot. Definite screenshot one, right? And I'm going to go ahead and change in 3, 2, and 1. So let me give you a list of typical add-ons that we have for not leaving any money on the table, right? There's many types of entertainment options for all clients. There's a few types of things that as a travel agent that you could book for them. Excursions from a cruise, transfers to and from destinations, lay greetings and items that you can put in the room, amusement park tickets, concert tickets, sporting events, shows, and theater. That's just a few of the add-ons. One of them that isn't listed here is travel insurance. There you go. Travel insurance is a major add-on that we do need to talk about. And this is the extras that we're going to do today. So travel insurance. Let's be honest. There's not many travelers that can afford their vacation investment, to lose their vacation investment. With national averages of $2,000 for two people, this is a cost that many do not want to lose. So what is travel insurance for? In short, medical expenses, including reparation, cancellation fees and lost deposits, rescheduling flights, luggage and personal belongings, rental vehicle excess insurance, legal fees and penalties, for example, if you accidentally injure someone. When unexpected problems arise, travel insurance can help make things right. If you have to cancel your trip for a covered reason, travel insurance can reimburse you for your prepaid non-refundable trip costs. Without insurance, you could lose your vacation investment. If you experience a covered medical emergency, travel insurance can help you ensure you get a high quality care and reimburse you for covered medical costs. Without insurance, you may have to pay out of pocket when traveling overseas. If you have a covered travel delay, travel insurance can reimburse you for the necessary eligible expenses like hotels and meals. Without insurance, delays can be very expensive. If you face an unexpected crisis, travel insurance, oh, I'm not sure why that is cut off. Sorry about that. So unexpected crisis, travel insurance, if you have that, it can absolutely cover you for the crisis. Okay, I'm going to leave this on for screenshot. Make sure everybody gets that. I'm going to change in 3, 2, and 1. Oh, there we go. Many carriers give 24-hour hotline assistance for expert help and advice. Without insurance, you're on your own. I think that's you're on your own for the last one. There we go. So a lot of people are asking about COVID insurance. New epidemic coverage endorsement on some insurance plans. For customers purchasing a new travel protection plan, many of our plans now include epidemic coverage endorsements, which adds epidemic-related covered reasons for certain benefits. Benefits vary by plan and state by state of residence and are not available in all jurisdictions. Please, always read your plan documents to see if the coverage endorsement is included. Insurance companies are also offering certain temporary accommodations. The temporary accommodations is important to know for where you're sending your clients as well. Make sure that you know each resort's policies and procedures if your client comes down with COVID, because if that happens, sometimes you want to make sure that, all the times you want to make sure that your clients are covered and that they are not sitting outside wanting to know where they need to go. Super important information there. So here's some insurance must-knows. Covered expenses may require a client to pay upfront costs and be reimbursed. Check with each carrier for all the specifics. Not all will give you cash back for cancellations and changes. Non-refundable rates are not covered by insurance plans unless they state they can be. Travel credit can be only for 13 months. Again, check with the carrier and read the fine print. Purchasing insurance doesn't guarantee there will be no out-of-pocket costs to your clients, but it will cover much needed expenses. Some medical can require your client to pay out of pocket, and then they get reimbursed by the insurance company. Some countries have a mandatory requirement for entry, meaning your client has to purchase international health insurance. Here's a short list of countries that you need to look at providing insurance information to your clients. One of the reasons why I have you screenshot this is because of that. It makes it much easier to know them. So you have Aruba, Costa Rica, San Martin, Tahiti, Thailand, Turks and Caicos, United Arab Emirates, and then all these countries are Austria, Belgium, yada, yada, yada. You see them all. Go ahead and do a screenshot of this one. And I know that today's training for this module is shorter, but it's because we're going to be going through the full series. So I do want to pause, and I'm going to change in 3, 2, and 1 to take any questions about entertainment and insurance. If anybody has a question, not that we won't take them at the end, but it is a good time. Any questions? Dubai. I don't see them for Dubai. I will. It would be something that I would double check with in our information off of our website, off of your personal website with Evolution, because we have a space in there that you could go find all that information through too. It is not on my short list though, no. Any other questions? Okay, I'm going to go through there's no questions on insurance. We're going to go with the recap for each of our modules. So get your screenshots ready. I will go line by line, but at the end, I'll give you an opportunity to make that screenshot happen. So module 1 was our codes and geography. There are 2 types of geography, traditional, physical and tourism. Traditional or physical geography is a systematic study of the universe and its features. Traditionally, geography has been associated with cartography and place names. Tourism geography studies the relations between places, landscapes, and people, describing travel and tourism as economic, social, and cultural activity. Okay, IATA codes are the 3-letter codes used by non-governmental trade organizations to efficiently identify airports, trains, and bus stations. The difference between international airport and regional airports are customs for travel between countries. Passport cards are only good for domestic land travel internationally to Mexico and Canada. Passports are needed for all airline flights, no matter if to Mexico or Canada. Basic economy flights are cheaper, but may not be worth the money. Economy or main cabin flights usually can be refundable. Although non-refundable tickets give lower cost, change fees can be cost prohibitive if they need it. Refundable tickets can cost more, but it can be refunded if you have to cancel. All bookings, airfare, cars, hotel, and etc., are based off the 24-hour clock. Know that if you book a red-eye departure, you have to have a car. You will likely need to book that car for an extra day. It's a pretty important one that agents have a tendency to overlook. So make sure that you really do check that. There are 27 time zones in the world because the 3 that are in the international date line, they're about 45 minutes. Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, is the clock time at the prime meridian of 0 longitude in Greenwich, England. Here, the word mean means average. It refers to the fact that noon GMT is the moment on average each year when the sun is at the highest point in the sky at Greenwich Meridian. Okay, I'm going to give you a second to get those screenshots. And remember, we do have all of these recorded, so if you want to watch the full module, you can do so. I'm going to change in 3, 2, and 1. TSA is Transportation Security Administration. PAX is the abbreviation for passengers. ARC is Airline Reporting Corporation. Fare base, the base fare that gives you seat location, cost, and additional benefits. Segment is a leg of air itinerary. RT is round trip. OW, one way. Multi is multi-destination. MCT is minimum connection time. Again, this is a big one to make sure that you have written down or put into your memory. Domestic is 2 hours for your connection time. International is 3 hours. Add more time during the winter or airport specific. Depending on where you're going in at airport, sometimes the airports are a little bit more difficult to get around and negotiate through. A hub is airport that serves main point of transfers for passengers. Code share is when 2 or more airlines agree to use the same plane and one will market it, and it will usually say operated by. A PFC is a passenger facility charge, or better known as a carpet tax. Direct flight is not a nonstop flight. It can stop over, but no unloading, so no plane change. Nonstop is a plane makes no stops until the destination. A layover is 4 hours or less domestically, or 24 hours or less on international flights. Through fare is a fare to a destination reached by traveling through a gateway city. It could be combined with any of the fare types listed above, and it's usually to obtain a lower price when you're not simply flying from point A to point B, but rather connecting through other points to get to your destination. There's generally no PFC charges because that's a carpet tax. The carpet tax is when you get out of the plane and your feet hit the carpet. That's what that means. Okay, I'm going to change in just a few seconds, give you all an opportunity to do screenshots. And change in 3, 2, and 1. We're going to recap accommodations. A folio is an itemized record of a guest's charges and credits, which is maintained in the front office until departure. It's also referred to as a guest bill or guest statement. Walking a guest. When a hotel cannot accommodate a guest's reservations, usually it's because it's oversold its rooms and sends the guest away to stay in a hotel within close proximity. ROH, run a house, is a basic room type with no guaranteed specific amenities. Adjoining rooms, 2 hotel or accommodation rooms that have a common wall, but do not have a connecting door. All inclusive, a resort that includes minimum lodging, 3 meals a day, soft drinks, most alcoholic drinks, gratuities, and possibly other services in the price. Many offer entertainment, activities, sports, and non-motorized water sports included into the price. Some all-inclusives have sister properties nearby each other. Many times they will offer access to the sister property. However, it does not mean full reciprocity. And what that means is if you have 3, one is a lower end, and then you have all the way up to the higher end. The higher end may have the ability to go to the other 2, but the lowest end may not be able to go to the higher end. That's what that means. Room block. A number of rooms, seats, or space reserved in advance, usually by wholesalers, tour operators, or receptive operators who intend to sell them as components of tour packages. Connecting rooms are the 2 rooms that are connected to each other by a door. European plan is rated a hotel that includes no meals. Half board is usually 2 meals, one of them breakfast, other lunch or dinner. Dinner is most common in this case, but many hotels are flexible if the guest asks to switch to a midday meal. Most properties will even offer takeout option for those that are going on a long excursion or outing. Drinks are not included in this price unless they state otherwise. Full board includes 3 main meals, which are usually served as buffets. Sometimes right now during COVID, that's not the case, just to let you know. If hotels have multiple restaurants, they generally are not included, or guests have to pay and dine a la carte, which, as with half board, drinks are usually part of the deal for breakfast. During lunch and dinner, one beverage may be included sometimes. Other cases, all the drinks are a la carte are available as packages. Limited service hotel is a hotel property without a restaurant. Full service is a hotel with a restaurant facility. VAT, value added taxes, is a tax on goods in Europe, which under certain circumstances can be refunded. Those are all of your accommodation beginning information for you. So go ahead and take a screenshot, and I'll change in 3, 2, and 1. Here's our module 2 continued. There's no straightforward answer to defining each star rating. The US and other countries use completely different approaches to assigning stars, and each individual rating system has a different definition of quality. In France, the US, Germany, and United Kingdom, how a hotel is classified, it is voluntary. France, for instance, also allows private organizations to provide a star rating. Other European countries, including Germany, use Hotel Stars Union, which is a trade association for hotels and restaurants. The US uses AAA and Forbes stars. And I have that full list of how that looks on module 2 if you want to go refer to that, or if you want to go watch that module. So common mistakes when booking a hotel room are expecting the best room or requests guaranteed, not double correct check in date or time. A lot of times that happens with an overnight flight. You have to make sure that you're not checking them in the day before, like the day they leave your city, as opposed to the day they actually arrive. Not checking the reviews, wrong hotel. A lot of the hotels have similar names, and you have to make sure that you're not sending them to a wrong hotel. Pricing without taxes or resort fees advised. Super important. You don't want to have your client caught when they get there without understanding the additional information. A rack rate or a bar rate is the published brochure rate for a travel component. Bar is best available rate, is what that stands for. The price of a hotel prior to all discounts. Corporate rate is a hotel rate that's designed to appeal to the needs of the business traveler. It is not necessarily a discounted rate or minimum rate offered by the hotel. Corporate rates normally guarantee the best available room at fixed cost for a specific period of time, typically outlined in a contract between the hotel and the company. A day rate, also called a day room, a reduced rate granted for the use of a guest room during the daytime, not overnight occupancy, usually provided on a tour with a very late night departure is scheduled. Group rate is a negotiate rate on travel, perhaps a stay or a vacation plan that incentivizes for a large crowd or group that books together. Negotiated rate is a discounted rate offered to a company based on the volume of business you agree to provide the selected vendor. Non-refundable is a fare that cannot be refunded either in cash or via a credit card. Very seldom is there an exception. Flexible rate is a rate that allows you to change or cancel the reservation if your plans change or if the nightly rate drops. Typically, you're allowed to cancel without penalty from 24 hours to 7 days prior to arrival. Okay, go ahead and take a screenshot, and I will change in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go into our flights. This is module 3 recap. We did a deeper dive into flights from the first module. ADM is an airline debit memo. It's a fee charged due to a mistake made in the booking or ticketing process. Blackout dates are calendar dates where promotions or specials are not available. Bulk fare is available to buyers who purchase a large volume of airline seats, usually priced lower than published fares. City pairs is a pair of cities, origin and destination on an itinerary. Code share is an agreement between 2 or more airlines, which allows one carrier to market the flight and collect the payment for the flight operated by another carrier. This allows the carrier to provide services to a wider range of destinations that they typically do not serve. FBC is a fare basis code. It's an alphanumeric code that references the base fare of an airline ticket and fare rules regarding refunds, changes, pre-assigned seating, baggage allowance, and more. A flag carrier is a loose term referring to an airline registered within a specific country or state, which may allow it certain entitlements or privileges. GDS is a global distribution system. It is an international computerized reservation system which allows the buyers to book and view live inventory from a wide range of suppliers such as airlines, hotels, and car rentals. Apollo, WorldSpan, Sabre are just a few of them. And a hub is a city or airport that serves a main point of transfer for passengers using a given airline. I think there was one or two that is a repeat, but they are good to repeat. Okay, I'll give you a second to go ahead and get that screenshot. I'll change in 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we'll continue on with module 3. A multi-city flight is an itinerary that does not follow typical there, back, and pattern, but instead it goes from point A to point B and then on to point C and so on. Open jaw flights are booked as round trip itinerary, but they don't follow the typical pattern of there and back as well for round trip. Because of international one-way flights are often nearly as expensive as round trips, it allows you a bit more flexibility in your travel without added expense. In fact, open jaws can even save you money in some instances. If you miss your outbound flight on a round trip ticket, your return flight will be voided and sold to another without warning. This is super important. Remember that if your client misses the outbound, they will not be able to use the return. So how do you get into airport lounges? Some credit cards have it as a standard benefit. Buy a priority pass membership, buy a day pass, and customers can purchase an annual airline lounge pass with partner carrier. Example, if you frequent JetBlue, you could purchase an American Air Admirals Club Pass. IATAN is the International Airlines Travel Agent Network. It's globally recognized network for legitimate qualified travel agencies. IATAN card holders can receive special access to industry education and rewards programs. A net fare is also referred to as consolidator fare or private fare. This fare is contracted between an airline and a consolidator and is sold to retail travel agents. No-show. The airlines will mark a ticket no-show if a passenger does not show up for a flight. All remaining segments to the itinerary will be canceled and are typically non-refundable. Round trip or world fare is an air ticket that allows travelers to make many stops on an itinerary using code share agreements, often at lower cost. Typically, the passenger flies around the world instead of out of and back. Segment is a part of a leg of an air itinerary, including one takeoff and one landing. Okay, I'll leave this here for a minute for you to take a screenshot. And I will change in 3, 2, and 1. Module 4, last module that we did is cars and transportation. We're currently experiencing a caropolis due to the pandemic. What happened? To stay afloat, car rental companies took hundreds and thousands of cars and sold them off on the used car market. When demand was so low, the industry was struggling. Hertz actually filed for bankruptcy in May 2020. And a global shortage in semiconductor chips has caused the delay in auto production. And it's a roadblock to getting rental car fleets back up. Travel is ticking back up, and with more Americans getting vaccinated, and many people are traveling domestically, and they're still avoiding rideshare options like Lyft and Uber, but choosing to rent cars instead. So since it has picked up, car rental companies are trying to replenish their fleets, but lack of vehicles and increased demand has led to higher pricing. An add-on is an option, usually at extra costs added to the car components, such as car seat, navigation systems, and so forth. Airport access fee, a fee paid by car rental companies to the airport authority for use of shuttle vehicles, usually passed on to the consumer, It's called an airport concession recovery fee, ACR fee. Collision damage waiver is optional insurance provided by the car rental companies that eliminates all responsibility of the driver in case of an accident. Drop-off charges is the fee added to a car rental when the fee is returned to a city other than where it was originally rented. In some states, there's no drop-off fee most of the time, but such as in Florida. So be aware of all locations, especially internationally, will have this option for you to book. Not all locations, I should say. LDW is loss damage waiver, additional insurance pertaining to the car rentals, covering theft and vandalism in addition to accident damage. Personal effects coverage, additional car rental insurance covering loss of personal property from rented vehicle. Okay, that's our first recap for Module 4. Go ahead and take a screenshot, and I'll change in 3, 2, and 1. Make sure to talk to your client about the ins and outs of car rentals internationally. Here are a few things to keep in mind when booking internationally. Check to see if your client will need an IDP or international driving permit. You will need to advise them to check on how to obtain one in their state and find out how long it's going to take to get it. Drive a stick shift to save. Since European cars are right-hand drivers, many people want automatic. However, if they feel confident enough, suggest that they save money by getting a manual shift. It will save the client's money in the long run. However, I will tell you that most countries, if they are reporting any damage, it's generally because they have burnt out the clutch. So really make sure that you talk to your clients and that they really do know how to drive a stick very well. Kinds of insurance is CDW waiver and collision damage waiver, liability coverage. Have your clients, when they ask about using their own insurance company, if there's coverage for rental cars, and if so, what is the deductible? Ask if they cover loss of use from the car rental company. If there is a no to this, then the client wants to double cover themselves. Have them ask their credit card company the same questions. Okay, so now I'm going to give you tips and tricks on booking a car. Reserve a car as early as possible right now. Airport rental locations are typically higher than off airport locations, but the hours on off airport locations are usually standard business hours. Round trip rentals are significantly cheaper than one-way due to the one-way drop fee. Drivers under 25 years old and 75 years of age and over 75 years of age may pay a higher rate to rent a car than those two who are over 25 and under 75. Book now, cancel later rates can benefit a customer since cancellation is usually free. Cancellations are almost always free. Read the fine print. Off-airport locations are generally less money, but not always worth the headache. Make sure you advise your clients of possible issues with off-site pickup and decide if the savings are worth it for them. Waiting until the last minute, we generally give you a better rate. It won't generally give you a better rate. It also will put you at less likely to get a car if there's a shortage at the time of pickup. Sign up for the rewards programs always. This will help them begin accruing benefits immediately. Free upgrades and ability to bypass the counter are just some of the immediate benefits. Some airline rewards programs also might offer mileage when booking with a certain car rental agency. Book as far in advance as possible. Make sure your client knows about the caropolis and that they will need to be secure. They would need to secure the car as soon as possible. Okay, so that's module 4. I will give you a second to screenshot. And then you guys got to get ready. I want to hear from you because I'm going to give you a pop quiz. Oh, wait, there's one more. Sorry, I didn't see that. Weekends are the best time to pick up. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday are always the worst times to pick up. Now you could screenshot. Okay, I'm going to change in 3, 2, and 1. Pop quiz review. This is for this excursions and extras that we just did. It would have been nice if it was a pop quiz, but it looks like it pops all up. So here's your pop quiz. Your client wants tickets to spring training. Where can you find it? That would be golden tickets. Your clients are going to Disney, but your client needs flights. Where are you going to book tickets? And here's naming at least one add-on. Apparently, when I made this, it did not do what it was supposed to do. Sorry about that. I will allow you to take screenshots here, though. Make sure you get these. And I'll change. Huh. Isn't it fun when something doesn't work like you want it to? Okay, so somebody name a benefit for booking insurance for your client. This would be on your chat. What would be a benefit for your client to have insurance? Compensation for delays. Yes, protect some emergency. Awesome. Cancel our emergency. Yep. Like I said earlier, I don't book anything without quoting it with insurance, and I generally quote it with the cash back option. So naming 2 countries that require special insurance to travel during COVID, and there are all the lists there for you. If your client doesn't buy the cashback insurance, what happens if they need to cancel? If all segments are refundable, they will have travel credit if they purchase the insurance. Your client is going on a cruise and wants to take an excursion. What are that the cruise line does not offer? Who do you book with? Short trips or via tour. Short trips is your most likely to book at first, or you could go to via tour. Your client is going to the Caribbean and wants to take a tour of the Monkey Preserve in Punta Cana. Where do you book them? Tour operator first is where you look. And if they don't have it there, via tour. Do all insurance allow full cancellation and return of money on the form of payment? And the answer to that is no, not all, only cashback insurance, as long as there isn't any non-refundable parts booked. So that's just a small recap for your module 5 today. Go ahead and take a screenshot of that. And we are almost done. I'm going to change in 3, 2, and 1. Challenges. If you've been on my previous trainings, you know I will challenge you. The challenge today is study, study, study. Watch any missed modules and complete challenges. Keep on learning those airport codes. And do mock bookings with all you have learned in the modules. And I am ready for any questions. There is my email address if you happen to need that for anything. Is there anything that I need to go back to so you could get a screenshot, or any questions that you might have on any of the modules? Where can
All right, let's get these questions asked while we have Shana on the line with us. Oh, it says, where can I watch the modules?
Sure, the modules are should be posted up in our elite group. And this one will be posted up shortly. I'm not sure when, but it will be posted up shortly.
Any other questions? Where do you look to see if a client needs international driver's permit?
On each of the each information could be found online. I simply Google it, to be honest with you. It is the best way to find out the most recent information that can be given. Things have been changing since COVID. And so that's why I always refer to Googling it. We've had some things happen with international that we have not had in the past. And so since that part is kind of shocking, sometimes we need to make sure that we are getting the most up-to-date information. You're welcome.
All right, our next question says, I tried modifying a reservation by upgrading the room type for my client with Apple Vacations, but they didn't allow me to. The upgrade would have reduced my client's total price, but would have given them a suite instead of a standard room. Any suggestions on how to proceed in situations like this in the future?
That's a great question. So let me ask, you're welcome. Can that person state if they had called Apple then or no?
Let's see.
The first thing I always suggest is making sure that call twice and two different representatives. Okay, so and they're saying that you cannot do so without penalty. Is that what it is? Because they don't have insurance. Okay. Nicole, can you read me the question one more time to make sure?
Yes. So
Or we could pull them off mute too. I'm okay with that.
okay. Let's see.
I got it, don't worry.
Thanks, Nina.
Hello, ladies. Thanks so much. It's
Sure.
quicker for me to speak it than to try to type it all quickly.
I get that.
But yes, I had travel protection for the reservation, and I spoke with two different representatives, and one of them, he worked with me for a while. He was on the line. He said he was reaching out to, his boss or people or what have you, but they ultimately said that they're not able to do the modification because I would have to basically cancel the reservation and rebook under the new quote that I had found, because I provided him with the new quote that was on the website and everything. But it was just a bummer, because I'm like, oh man, I could have reduced their price and given them a better room, and but they couldn't assist me with it.
Right. That's true. It's going to be pretty much what they said on there. There's nothing extra that you can do for that. You might be able to contact and ask the hotel directly for any kind of opportunities to upgrade for your clients when they check in.
Hey, Shana, I wanted to add to that.
Please.
Just so that everybody knows on the line. Hey, Naima, whenever you guys make a change, excuse me, that has to be processed manually with the vendor,
Mhm.
they actually cancel the reservation and they make a new one. We just don't see it on our end, but that is how they process it with our vendors. So if the agent is saying, okay, we'll have to cancel and rebook, they can actually do it for you. So they shouldn't tell you that and then send you on your way. They should be able to do that for you. Now, what you want to do is to make sure that you have them to check to make sure that what you're asking for is still available before they cancel the reservation and move the funds from the current one to the new one. So what they can do is make the new booking and save it and then transfer the money. But you definitely want to make sure that they confirm that the new reservation has exactly what you're looking for, which would be the room upgrade at the lower price. And if the lower price is not inside that particular vendor website, they can price match. It has to be apples to apples, but they can price match. Excuse me. So maybe we could try to find you a business development manager to work with, um, or like I mentioned before, a supervisor that can maybe, go the extra mile because it does require a little more attention. And just to be perfectly honest, not everybody goes the extra mile like we do. So you would have to fish for someone who is going to, spend that time on the phone with you. So I don't mind hanging up and calling back until I get the right person. So stick at it because it is something that definitely can be done. Thanks, Shana.
Yeah, no, thank you. I really appreciate your input. Perfect. I did see another question come through. What are the name of the best GDS sites? So those GDS are actually, if you're an ARC agency. So it would be like something that they use at Archer Travel. Maybe you're thinking of a CRM, customer relationship management, which is like Travel Joy. That's who I use. Is that what you mean? I'm sorry, I don't know who it is on the iPhone who asked the question. Nina, do you know who, what Archer uses as their GDS, just as?
I don't. I do know that three of us have been fighting for them to give us access to GDS for the last 5 years. We've
Ooh.
even offered to take the GDS training that IATAN offers, the certification, and we haven't gotten a positive response yet. Once you obtain your IATAN card, as you know, Shana, we get access to travel agent rates for air, discounted rates for air. And with many of the airlines, we have to have those processed in the GDS system. Now, there are some that you can call directly that they will process it for you over the phone, like Alaska Airlines. But then
Right.
there are some like Delta and United and American that the request has to be completed in the GDS system, which puts us in this trick bag where we have to go through Archer to get it done. And sometimes they'll do it and sometimes they won't. But as far as any detailed information about, which system they use, whether it's the updated version or not, we get stonewalled with that an awful lot. But don't worry, there are three of us behind the scenes fighting to get access to that so that you guys have access to it. And we're going to keep fighting until we get access. So I'll let you guys know how that goes.
Oh yeah, I'll be on that team. You know I will, because I know three of them. So I already have been trained. Okay, so if a client's celebrating a special occasion such as anniversary or birthday, perfect. I love this question. It depends on who you've booked through. There's automatic ways to put it in your reservation system. In addition to that, I always call the BDM or the resort Apple Vacations. Thank you. And you could put into the notes down by the payment area at the bottom. There's an area for notes, and I always put in there passengers are celebrating, birthdays, so on and so forth. Then I give them a call and ask them, what is it that you do for can do for my clients? They're special clients of mine. I ask when I call, who should I talk to about getting something put in my room for my clients? Simple as that when you call them. And always follow through a few days before they arrive. You could call the hotel. As soon as you've booked the hotel and paid, because you don't want to do so until, yes, make sure that you've already paid on that, because they're not going to have the reservation in the system if not. You're welcome. Okay, any more questions?
Mhm. I actually have a question. Is it a myth? You know how people say get flights on Tuesday or a certain time of the day? Is that a myth or is that really true? Because I have a lot of people who ask me a lot and I don't really know what to say. Except for that the flights are regulated. And that's how I kind of get my out. But
On when to purchase them?
yes.
When to purchase them. So right now with the they have the upper hand right now because of the cost of fuel. There generally has been some times where they roll out flight specials. I don't know right now what that schedule is for each of the vendors or the airlines. I would think that if you, yes, so at Spirit on Tuesday, there you go, Trevin knows that. I generally don't sell Spirit or the for my clients, but that very well may be a counter thing that you could do, but not something that you can do online. Booking through one of our vendors, though, their specials will come in at any time. There are some days that they are more likely to drop them.
Okay.
Kind of not a good answer, but an answer.
I'll take it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, last call. Is there any other questions before we end for the evening? Shana has given us a lot of great information. Is there any other questions before we conclude?
Thank you. Well, thank you all for joining me on this adventure of 5 different modules. It's been a fun thing to do. I hope that the information leads to better understanding of the travel and tourism industry. And I look forward to seeing and hearing of information from everybody in the future if this helped them.
All right. So with that being said, thank you, everyone for joining us on today. If you are a mother, we do wish you all a happy Mother's Day and enjoy the rest of your day. Again, all the modules, including this one, has been recorded. And once we get it published, we will upload it to our team site. So again, on behalf of One Star Platinum, this is Nina Jackson Mitchell and the Elite Team Leadership. You all have a wonderful night and a happy Mother's Day. We will see you next Saturday. This training is officially over.